The moment people can predict your next move, they stop respecting your power. Predictability is a vulnerability. When you are easy to read, you are easy to manage, manipulate, and dismiss. In this masterclass, you will discover the Enigma Effect, how to break behavioral patterns, engineer high-status mystery, and force everyone to stay hyper-focused on your every move. Human minds naturally seek patterns to categorize and dismiss things quickly. When you are entirely predictable, people feel they have fully understood you, which drastically reduces your psychological impact. If your reactions, habits, and opinions are completely transparent, you become easy to manage, anticipate, and control. In social and professional environments, predictability creates a false sense of security for others, allowing them to map out your boundaries and take your presence for granted. High-status influence requires breaking this psychological comfort zone. By refusing to let people easily decode your next move or anticipate your emotional reaction, you keep their minds constantly engaged. Being slightly unreadable forces others to pay closer attention, stay alert in your presence, and treat your opinions with far greater weight. Influence begins where predictability ends. Social dynamics run on automatic scripts and expected behavioral patterns. When someone tries to corner, pressure, or dismiss you, they expect you to follow a predictable script, either defending yourself or yielding. A pattern interrupt is the deliberate act of shattering those expected reactions to instantly seize conversational control. Instead of responding with typical defensiveness, you might respond with calm humor, complete indifference, or a totally unexpected shift in topic. This sudden break in routine causes a temporary cognitive freeze in the other person's brain, disrupting their momentum and rendering their rehearsed tactics useless. While they scramble to make sense of your unexpected behavior, the social initiative shifts back to you. By constantly disrupting expected conversational scripts, you prevent others from ever establishing a dominant frame, positioning yourself as an unpredictable force in every interaction. Oversharing is the fastest way to destroy mystery and diminish personal authority. Information asymmetry means keeping the balance of knowledge tilted sharply in your favor by revealing just enough about yourself to intrigue people, but never enough to give them full clarity. When people don't know every detail of your plans, past or personal life, their imagination naturally fills in the blanks, often inflating your status and competence. In dark psychology, withholding information creates an invisible aura of leverage. Let others talk about themselves while you listen intently, observing their traits without exposing your own vulnerabilities. When you do share, keep your statements deliberate, concise, and impactful. By mastering information asymmetry, you force others to constantly wonder about your motives, keeping you firmly at the center of their thoughts without needing to demand attention. People love to quickly label and categorize others to feel a sense of control over them. The moment you accept a fixed social label, whether it is the eager pleaser, the predictable workhorse, or the aggressive arguer, you surrender your strategic maneuverability. Controlled ambiguity is the art of refusing to fit neatly into any single social box. You combine seemingly contrasting traits, warmth with cold detachment, extreme discipline with quiet playfulness, or intense focus with unbothered calm. This psychological duality confuses those who attempt to stereotype or exploit you. Because they cannot easily pin down your personality, they are unable to construct effective strategies against you. Maintaining a layer of strategic ambiguity keeps your status high and flexible, making you appear multifaceted, deep, and deeply intriguing to anyone who tries to analyze your character. Human desire is deeply tied to scarcity and uncertainty. When your attention, warmth, and validation are constantly available, they lose their psychological value. The push-pull dynamic is a sophisticated social influence tactic that utilizes variable reinforcement to create intense intrigue and subconscious engagement. Instead of offering consistent, linear attention, you alternate between subtle warmth, the pull, and calm detachment, the push. You might offer focused, genuine engagement during a conversation, making the person feel valued, and then smoothly retreat into cool, distant self-containment. This sudden shift creates an immediate spike in psychological tension. The recipient's subconscious mind becomes obsessed with regaining the warm approval they just experienced. This mechanism is identical to the psychological principles behind variable rewards in behavior modification. By ensuring your attention is never given automatically or unconditionally, you transform your presence into a prize. People will naturally strive harder to earn your focus, making your approval infinitely more valuable and granting you quiet, effortless control over the social dynamic. The Enigma Sovereign represents the ultimate synthesis of high-status mystery and behavioral mastery. It is the state where your unpredictability and self-containment transcend mere social tactics and become your default mode of being. An Enigma Sovereign does not manipulate out of insecurity or loud posturing. Their magnetic power stems from total internal independence and freedom from the need for external validation. When you reach this level of presence, you no longer feel compelled to explain your choices, justify your actions, or participate in petty social politics. Your actions are driven entirely by your own quiet standards and vision, making your energy completely distinct from the reactive crowd. People around you will sense an underlying depth that they cannot fully wrap their minds around. This mysterious quality exerts a powerful social gravity. Colleagues, rivals, and peers will constantly seek your perspective, analyze your subtle cues, and attempt to align themselves with your orbit. In group settings, your calm unpredictability makes you an immovable force. You do not react to provocations, you do not overshare under pressure, and you do not offer empty reassurances. Instead, you move with deliberate precision, keeping your true motives tightly guarded while projecting immense poise. By embodying the Enigma Sovereign, you master the high-status art of being deeply felt without ever needing to be loud, turning unshakable strategic mystery into your greatest competitive advantage.